Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to the Poker Science channel. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Hopefully everyone had an amazing first 2 weeks of Season 7. Great league. Now we're transitioning over to the Ultra League and we're going to be discussing all the tips and strategies to do really well during these next 2 weeks. In Ultra League, we'll come back one more time this season, so this is the first time we're being exposed to this Ultra League, and we'll be discussing Ultra League Premier and also Open Ultra League in the same video. So two for the price of one, you guys. Thanks so much for stopping on by. And if you're returning to this channel and you're a long-time subscriber, please hit that like button if you have a spare second. That'll do me a huge favor. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Poker Science channel. If you guys can subscribe to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. That would do me a huge favor as well. So let's hop right to it, you guys. We're on pvpoke.com and discussing Premier Cup first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go down the list, discuss all the strengths and weaknesses of every Pokemon we'll see, and also I'll be listing out underrated and overrated Pokemon for the Cup, because Ultra League sometimes does cost a lot of Stardust to make Pokemon, but it is a Cup that I highly suggest investing your Stardust in. So let's hop right to it and see Jellicent XL, number 1. Jellicent, of course, is a very difficult Pokemon to obtain because you don't see Frillishes around very much. I know the pink one is out in the wild now, but the blue one, of course, you're going to get from GBL Rewards, and it's going to be really difficult to get all the XLs you need. So I wouldn't even worry about running into one, so I wouldn't be thinking about how can I counter a Jellicent. If you run into one, it's probably not going to be powered up, so it probably wouldn't even be a number 1 on the list of what you would normally see, so I wouldn't worry about it. Same with Galarian Stunfisk. I don't expect there to be a ton of XL Galarian Stunfisk. Stunfisk are still very difficult to obtain. They haven't really had another event for it yet, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think Shadow Machamp technically is your number 1 king, because it beats Swampert and Polion Lapras, as you see, all the steel types, ice types. It can beat Charizard. Just be mindful that when you see something as on the win side, it doesn't mean that you beat it convincingly. It might be a matter of you like landing a cross chop bait. And let's go ahead and take a quick look, you guys, into this eyeball right here. And on PvPoke, this what you can do. It's a very cool website, free to use, and you can run this one-on-one simulation. As you see right here, it does look like it's dependent on you landing a cross chop bait, and then you can of course rock slide, which will be a one-shot knockout. Charizard being double super weak to rock types, you guys, flying and fire. So Scrafty, Abomasnow. I actually do have a Shadow Abomasnow XL, which is very, very close now to reaching 2,500, so I'm very excited for it. And it has a lot of play, not just in Premier Cup, but also in Ultra, because it just spams those weather balls so much. And Shadow Abomasnow, just so you guys know, I've used it a lot, and I've noticed that it's almost not glassy at all. Once you invest enough XLs into it, it's actually more of a neutral bulk Pokemon in my opinion. So it does really well, of course, beats Swampert, Venusaur. I've put Charizard like in the hospital before with a Shadow Abomasnow, you guys. So so watch out for those guys if you do see them. I wouldn't worry too much about Mandibuzz. Politoed, I wouldn't worry too much about either. Talonflame, you guys. This is probably going to be by far the most common XL Pokemon you'll be seeing. A lot of people will be running Talonflame XL. I assure you, no matter what rank you are, you'll be seeing Talonflame. And I made one yesterday, so I'll be making a video on it, of course. I know a lot of YouTubers probably will be doing the same. Talonflame running the community move Incinerate. You can get to those flame charges really quickly, get to brave charges really quickly. I don't think you can stack 2 Brave Birds, unfortunately, so you can probably stack a Flame Charge and a Brave Bird, but you know, you're capped at 100 energy. But look at you guys, it has potential to beat Swampert. Like I said, don't look at just the wins as wins, convincing wins. They're not convincing wins. It matters, you have to land a Flame Charge bait and then land the Brave Bird after you boosted up your attack. So don't look at this too closely, but at the same time, look at it and be warned, you guys, because Talonflame is going to be a complete beast in this cup. And I want to go ahead and just take a quick look, you guys, at this team builder right here I made for the Premier Cup. The 3 most common Pokemon I think you'll be seeing will be Talonflame, Swampert, and Venusaur. A lot of people will be running Swampert for the Talonflames, and people will be running Venusaurs to counter the Swampert, and people will be running Talonflame just for the heck of it. So let's see what Pokemon, maybe, are there any Pokemon that can beat all 3, I wonder? As you see here, all the X's mean that these top 3 Pokemon can beat everyone on the left. If it's an X. And you see a lot of X's, a very strong team. I wouldn't be surprised if you run into this team right here. If you look at potential threats, only 2 Pokemon from based off PvPoke's analysis show that they can beat it, all 3 at the same time. Dragonite, Honchkrow. That's it. I actually looked at Kingdra too, because I was kind of curious, how can a Kingdra lose to a Talonflame? And I looked at the sim, and I don't know if there was an error or something, but actually Kingdra does come out on top. Because Octazooka will, of course, take out 2/3 of his health. Brave Birds will take out 2/3 of the Kingdra's health, but Kingdra, of course, will be getting the charge moves quicker, and they're double resisting the Incinerates. Look at this. Incinerate damage usually does so much, only does 5. So Kingdra is actually a Pokemon I would put on the underrated list, and not just Kingdra. Also, we saw the Dragonite as well, right? I would put both dragons. I think dragons will have a ton of play because dragon, of course, resists fire, water, and grass, and you'll be seeing a lot of fire, water, and grass in this cup. So I wouldn't be surprised if because Generation X PvP has his own team where he ran Empoleon, Double Dragon, and it pretty much carried him to Legend last season. So I will be running that team at some point this season because I want to go ahead and see if I can hit Legend myself. So keep going down the list. XL Umbreon you'll be seeing a lot more of, in my opinion. I do expect there to be a lot more of those guys out there. I don't think EVs are common enough, even though they are pretty darn common, for there to be a ton of level 50 Umbreons, but there will be a lot of people with maybe mid 40 level Umbreons, and they, of course, they beat Charizard, Venusaur, Swampert. They're so darn bulky, you guys, so darn bulky. They actually have more play in the Open Ultra, which we'll be touching on next. Some of the overrated Pokemon I want to go ahead and touch on is Ferrothorn. I noticed Ferrothorn was, XL Ferrothorn is number 17 here. Of course, does really well against Swampert. Venusaur, it just eats up. Empoleon Lapras is so nice to beat up all the water Pokemon, right? Because you're Steel and Grass, which you can do really well against all those water and grass Pokemon, but you lose to all the other Pokemon, and also you're taking double super effective damage from the Incinerates, from all the Talonflames you'll be running into. Charizard, same deal, losing to the fighters. So I feel like there's just too many weaknesses here and there that concerns me for this cup, so I would actually skip out on Ferrothorn. Other Pokemon you'll be seeing a lot of, probably you might see some Magnezones, because Magnezone, of course, can hit Talonflames really hard. However, on the converse, you're going to be getting hit hard by all the Incinerate as well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. And with all the Talonflames around, I feel like there's better counters than Magnezone, to be honest. So I wouldn't even consider really running Magnezone so much in this cup. Of course, grass types resist it, Swampers resist electric. So, and then if you're only beating Talonflames, but you're also taking super effective damage from the Incinerates, it's not a very viable Pokemon to run, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and hop over to Open Ultra real fast. Take a look what we have here. Cresselia, Registeel, and there's the Talonflame XL. You got Talonflame will do well in both cups. That's why a lot of people are going to invest in it, because they can kind of transition from one cup to the other depending on what they're feeling. Talonflame, of course, let's see, it beats Cresselia, Giratina. Wow. Yeah, everyone's drooling at that, right? It beats a Charmer, of course. It beats Swampert. It just does so darn well, you guys, so darn well. And you're probably wondering, how can I counter Talonflame? Well, rock types will be the best, right? Because rock types will resist fire and flying type moves. So let's take a look at the rock types in this meta, and you'll be surprised how little rock types there are. Yeah, Regirock, which I don't expect anyone to really have because it's really expensive to make. Crustle is the only one I have somewhat seen in the Ultra League, thanks to PokeAK making that video many months ago. I made several Crustle videos myself, and I will be running a Crustle this season, just to test it out later this week to show you guys how well it can do in this current meta. Of course, it destroys Talonflames. It can actually take out Talonflame with only 6 Smackdowns, and it's running Fury Cutter here, which I honestly would run Smackdown, just so you guys know. And also Crustle, I think Crustle has potential to take out a Cresselia because it has X-Scissor. It did pretty darn well, you guys, against Cresselia. So that is one counter, and that is another underrated Pokemon I would suggest in this meta. Let's keep on taking a look at what else we're seeing. There's a Shadow Abomasnow again, XL. I will probably make a video on that as well, because I spent 600,000 Stardust to make that. I better make a video out of it again. Giratina is still in the top 10, no changes there. Umbreon XL is number 12 and moved up compared to Premier Cup. Does so darn well against Cresselia. Giratina beats Swampert, beats a Lone Muck. Lone Muck is actually another Pokemon I think is going to be underrated, you guys, because it does so well against Cresselia and Giratina. But XL Umbra might beat all of them. Yeah, it only struggles mostly against Laprases, Obstagoon, pretty much any fighter. Like a Shadow Machamp, it would do poorly against. But other Pokemon that it's losing to, it's not getting destroyed. If you can avoid a Charmer or a fighter, you can do so well with Umbreon, you guys. So darn well. Ferrothorn, for some reason, is really high here as well. Once again, a Pokemon I think is a little overrated, in my opinion. It actually has a super favorable matchup with Cresselia, which is huge. But to me, it's too darn vulnerable with this meta, in my opinion, being double super weak to fire. And then Meganium's up here, another Pokemon I invested in, which I actually liked a lot. But now with Talonflames, I don't like it so much. Meganiums will get completely hard-walled by Talonflames. Steelix is here now. I don't remember Steelix being this high, so this season it's kind of ranked up a lot. Steelix, of course, doing so well. Look at all those resistances, you guys. But once again, weak to fire, which Talonflame is just gonna eat up. Once again, I'll try to stay away from it. I'm not like I have one or anything. As you see, keep on going down. How well will Charmers do? We saw a lot of Charmers in this cup, you guys. Clefable beats Giratina, of course, and it beats Cresselia too, so that's huge. And then the Obstagoons we've been seeing, it beats this other Charmer and Togekiss, which is huge. Usually people are running Clefable Togekiss with a double charm line, so it's very nice to be able to counter your opposing Charmer if needed, because it's XL, so it's extra bulky, extra high attack. How about Licky Licky, you guys? Licky Licky XL. It actually does so darn well against Giratina, of course, and then it actually can beat Cresselia too. But of course, it needs to have Body Slam on it, which is a legacy move. So keep that in mind if you're consider moving or consider making a Licky Licky. And then Shiftry, you guys. Shiftry XL is a Pokemon I've been working on as well. Does so well against Giratina and can beat Cresselia as well because it spams those foul plays so much. And of course, it just destroys Swampert, especially in Open Ultra. Swamperts are usually running Earthquake instead of Sludge Wave. We'll see if that's still true with Talonflames around. So, and I also want to take a quick look at the team builder I made for Open Ultra real fast before the end of the video. Giratina, Cresselia, Talonflame, the three most common Pokemon you might be seeing as you're ranking up higher and higher. As you see, a lot of X's right here, dominates the meta. But there are weaknesses, you guys. Alolan Muck, a Pokemon I mentioned that was underrated. Stoutland, Groudon, Pokemon that you may not have considered that you may want to look into. Let's take a look at Stoutland. I have not looked at that yet. Stoutland. Stoutland 177, but beats Cresselia, Giratina, and Talonflame. I might look into it, you guys. Lick, Wild Charge? Lick generates energy pretty fast. Wild Charge hits the Talonflames, and Crunch handles the Cresselia and Giratina. Huh, let's put that in the back burner, you guys. So thank you so much for stopping on by and checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, once again, please drop a like on the and a comment on the video, and subscribe if you're new. So thank you so much, and everyone have an amazing rest of your Season 7. We'll touch base again after Ultra League, and we'll have another prep video for you guys. But for next week, I'll be running tons of new Pokemon every single day if I can. So definitely check out my battle videos. So thank you so much, and hopefully everyone out there have an amazing Ultra League. Take care, y'all.